Hello and welcome. This is the weekly news roundup on Unilag TV, the first campus television station in Nigeria. I am Akinmayowa Taylor.
And I am Tinuade Salami. On the headlines, encomium as Professor Rahman Bello bows out as Unilag Vice Chancellor. Buhari backs plan to fire 21,780 teachers, describes failure as tragic. Earthquake kills 135 people in Iran-Iraq border. And in sport, NFF identifies campsite for Super Eagles.
Join us for details shortly. Welcome back, and now the news and details. It was celebration galore as Professor Rahman Bello officially bowed out as the 11th Vice Chancellor of the University of Lagos, and a pull-out homecoming ceremony organized in honor of the Vice Chancellor. Member of the university community gathered at the Senate chamber as he handed over the university document and mantle of leadership to the incoming Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe. During the handing over, the outgoing Vice Chancellor enjoined his successor to always put the university first in all his dealings and to tread in his footsteps for greater achievements. Meanwhile, in his remark at the homecoming celebration, the Dean Faculty of Engineering and host of the homecoming ceremony, Professor Funsho Falade, described the outgoing Vice Chancellor as a humble leader who made the Faculty of Engineering proud in the university and Nigeria at large through his giant achievement.
Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari has given his backing to plans by Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai to sack 21,780 teachers who failed the competency test conducted by the state government. The president's support for the governor came as the leadership of Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) warned Governor El-Rufai to wait for what he described as mother of all protest over the alleged sack bid. President Buhari, in a speech read at the presidential retreat for members of the Federal Executive Council (FEC) at the old banquet hall of the presidential villa in Abuja, said it was tragic for teachers to fail primary school tests. The president said it's a serious situation when teachers cannot pass the exams they are supposed to teach the children to pass, describing the issue as one of the challenges faced by the country due to decades of neglect that the education sector has suffered. According to the president, the state of education in Nigeria calls for serious concern, even as he expressed his determination to turn around the sector for the better.
It was a night to remember for Nigerian music sensation Wizkid as he emerged the biggest winner at the grand finale of the All African Music Award on a fun-filled night. The Ujuelegba hitmaker won 3 awards in the Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Male Artist in West Africa categories. The battle for supremacy at this year's awards saw Wizzy compete in various with the likes of Davido, Techno, Runtown, YC, and some other African acts, with the music mainstream emerging eventual winner in the keenly contested categories. Other winners also emerged in 34 categories of the award hosted by African-American Senegalese superstar Akon and Paris-based Cameroonian Sophie at the Convention Center Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. It will be recalled the 2017 AFRIMA began on Monday with an African business roundtable aimed at engaging top music business stakeholders, label owners, and music marketers on the theme Digital Takeover Shaping the Future of African Music at the Grand Ballroom, Eco Hotels and Suites.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board (JAM) says it will meet with critical stakeholders in education on Wednesday to appraise the general conduct of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). JAM spokesperson Fabian Benjamin told reporters on Monday in Lagos that the meeting scheduled to hold in Abuja would brainstorm on the conduct of the examination and identify possible areas for review. Among those expected at the meeting are Foreign Affairs Ministry officials, university lecturers, vice-chancellors, and rectors of polytechnics. It will be recalled the board's registrar, Ishak Oloyede, had in a meeting with administrators of the CBT centers announced new measures that would further strengthen the integrity and general conduct of the examination.
At least 135 people have been killed and hundreds injured when a 7.3 magnitude earthquake shook the mountainous Iran-Iraq border, triggering landslides that hindered rescue efforts. Footage posted on Twitter showed panicking people fleeing a building in northern Iraq as windows shattered at the moment the quake struck. The image from the nearby town of Dabadakan showed major walls and concrete structures had collapsed. The deputy governor of Iranian Kermanshah province said he is in the process of setting up 3 emergency relief camps to cater for the injured. Iran Emergency Services Chief Pierre Hossein Kulvan said it was difficult to send rescue teams to the villages because the roads have been cut off by the landslide. A survey by the U.S. Geological Agency revealed the quake hit 30 kilometers southwest of Halbaja, Kurdistan at 9:20 p.m., a time when many people would have been at home. We go for a quick break with the rest of the story when we come back. Welcome back, and now to the big story. This week's story is on the inauguration of Unilag TV, the first campus television station in Nigeria.
As the sun filtered through to reveal a clear Saturday morning, members of staff of Unilag TV and radio and other stakeholders gingerly awaited the arrival of the outgoing Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Rahman Bello. His task to inaugurate the first campus television station in Nigeria at the University's Center of Excellence in Multimedia and Cinematography. The center played host to important guests, including the newly appointed Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, in company of the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Development Services, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, the University Registrar, Dr. Taiwo Ikbayen, Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Ayola Oni, Director of Quality Assurance, Professor Lucian Chukwu, and the immediate past DVC Management and Development Services, Professor Duroni. On arrival, the Vice-Chancellor took a tour of the media complex and then commissioned the station's OB van, which he described as a fulfilling experience.
We want to thank God for this event and thank God that this is coming on at this point in time. The TV is going to be even on a better pedestal than the radio, in the sense that we're going commercial.
The VC then did the unveiling of the Unilag TV flag with the assistance of the chairman of Unilag Radio and TV, Professor Raf Akifeleye, in the presence of a cheering and clearly elated crowd. Various speakers, including the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Head of Department of Mass Communication, incoming Vice Chancellor of the institution, and former DVC Management and Development Services, took turns in congratulating the Vice Chancellor for the remarkable achievement and agreed that the coming of Unilag TV was an important milestone in the history of the institution in Nigeria. In his remark, the chairman of Unilag TV describes the journey towards getting a TV license as a Herculean task.
We have people who are jealous, we have people who are nasty, we have internal and external aggressors and enemies. We went through political leakages, but we were able to surmount it.
Ever thanked the VC for supporting the cause and for seeing the project off to a logical end. In his own remark, the Vice Chancellor revealed that Unilag TV and radio has now become the core of the communication industry. He therefore taxed the staff of Unilag TV and radio on the need to guard the license jealously by working to ensure that the quality of production and services rendered is rated foremost in the country.
We are here, we have the license. The University of Lagos has breathed the trade again. Because the investment, particularly those who are envious of the University of Lagos, will monitor you to see where you go falter. Because they will look at it as it's an experiment and it may fail, but definitely that's why it doesn't fail and you will not fail.
High point of the event was the presentation of awards of recognition and excellence to the outgoing Vice Chancellor, whose tenure coincidentally came to an end on the historic day.
Well, Tino, that was a big one. We say congratulations to the University of Lagos on the occasion.
Yeah, if I say I'm excited, that's an understatement. It's really a big story. And now to the world of sports. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has identified 2 camping training sites for the Super Eagles at the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia and communicated same to World Football Governing Body FIFA. A final site will be selected out of the 2 after inspection and approval by the technical crew led by Super Eagles coach Gernot Roy. According to NFF President Amaju Pinnick, the early preparation and choice of a camping ground is in furtherance of the Federation's commitment to ensuring there are no outstanding issues that could constitute distraction for the 3-time African champion before the World Cup.
Head coach Trevor Bailey says England pace bowler Jake Ball is expected to be fit for the first Ashes test against Australia despite sustaining ankle ligament damage in a warm-up match. The 26-year-old bowler is likely to miss the final warm-up match in Townsville, although a chat with him reveals he is confident of a quick return to action in the coming days. England begins their Ashes defense in Brisbane on November 23rd, and Bailey said all-rounder Craig Overton was in contention for a starting place after helping the team complete a 192-run win last Saturday. And that's it for today, but before we go, a quick recap of the major headlines. Encomium as Professor Haman Bello bowed out as Unilag Vice Chancellor. Buhari-backed plan to fire 21,780 teachers described failure as tragic. Earthquake killed 135 people in Iran-Iraq border. NFF identified campsite for Super Eagles.